What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte. Get this, Joshua on Whyte. He says, I don't think he's improved massively since the first fight. Joshua said this, he said, look, how many times he's moved trainers, Joshua told the Mirror. He's moved trainers so many times. Maybe he's not developing at the rate he needs to, or people aren't teaching him the things he needs to learn, and it's not good enough. He probably knows it himself. That's probably why he's moved trainers so much. I think about this the other day. I was thinking about this the other day. He was with Chris Aku, Mark Tibbs, Xavier Miller, Buddy McGirt, Jonathan Banks. For the bulk of his career, Joshua was trained by Rob McCracken. Following his first defeat to Alexander Usyk, Joshua parted ways with McCracken, and we know the rest after that. So, Joshua did say this, though, okay, in ending. One thing that he has got is the fight inside him. And in America, they call it the dog. He's got the dog in him. He doesn't lose what his foundation is. He's one of those old school fighters. I just think that's what he'll always be. Do I think he's improved since our first fight? It depends who he's fighting. Styles make fights, Joshua said. Let me counterpunch. Joshua, you should be the one to talk, sir. You've had a lot of trainers yourself. Yes, for the bulk of your career, I know what you were trying to say. You were with Rob McCracken up until 2021. But since then, you have had two trainers. Okay, you went with Robert Garcia, but before you even chose Robert Garcia, you went to Virgil Hunter, you went to Ronnie Shields, you possibly went to a couple other people I don't know about. But like, yeah, you kind of went around and kind of touched and went and go, you know, and then you finally picked Robert Garcia, and that was obviously a shit show at the time, you know, because you didn't win the decision, and you now are with Derek James. So, yeah, I understand the Jonathan Banks, Xavier Miller, Buddy McGirt, Mark Tibbs. I get that. Yeah, he's been with a lot of trainers, but so have you. So I don't think that should be the favorite topic of subject, because, you know, you've done the same thing trying to figure out where you need to be. You know, yeah, you've done it less than Dillian Whyte, but you've also done it. You know, hey, he's done it a little bit more than me, so let me talk shit about that guy. No, I don't think that's cool. Because if anything, both of you guys have been trying to find the right type of coach. Hopefully you've found him in Derek James, you know, because of what we hear about Anthony Joshua. You know, he really likes where he's at. Okay, but to say that Dillian Whyte, he hasn't changed because look at all the trainers he's had. Well, you know, I think people need motivation, and I think people use trainers, unfortunately, as crash dummies, you know, to see where that particular new trainer will boost them mentally and their confidence. And I think there's a lot of times fighters do that just to have change of scenery, just to have a change of trainer. Hopefully you have a change of training techniques, right, and fundamentals or whatnot. So I think a lot of people do that for that reason, you know. But him saying that has he learned much than that, I'm not really sure. I think, and I do agree with Joshua, that he will always be that type of fighter. He will always have the dog in him. Now, speaking of dog, that means the fight, right? People wonder, Joshua, if you, in fact, have the fight in you. You know, and I believe that he does, but I also believe that he doesn't want to show that he does. But I think this also. At some point, when somebody is digging in your shit, that dog has to come out in you. And if that dog is not in you, you shouldn't be fighting. Period. I don't give a shit how good of a boxer you are, because all that really means is people will figure you out. Joshua, you don't fight no more. So you just try to box smart and jab and grab like Klitschko. And what ends up happening is people will figure out, oh, all I got to do is Andy Ruiz's ass, blitz him. He's either going to lock me up or he's going to get hit with one of these shots that I attack him with. Unless he gets countered, and Joshua's able to do that. But still, a guy that pressures Joshua, I don't think he likes pressure like that. Neither did Vladimir Klitschko. Hell, Joshua could tell you about him. But now Joshua has turned into that type of fighter, as of the last fight. Now, we will see how he fights against Whyte with Derrick James in a couple weeks. But, for the most part, based on what we saw last, he was becoming one of those jab and grab fighters. Let me throw and get off some shots and then grab this guy out when I'm in doubt. Bars. But yeah, people want to know that people want to know Joshua still has that dog in him. And that may be a factor in this fight between Joshua and Whyte. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua stating that Whyte hasn't improved since they fought. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunch. Peace.